Welcome back to Dickin' Around Outdoors, and happy Cinco de Mayo. Now, in the spirit of Cinco de Mayo, we're going to try a recipe today that's a bit of a stretch for what we normally make at camp, but we're going to give it a go. We are going to make Birria Tacos, and we might even try to make queso Birria Tacos. And apologies for my Spanish accent, it's non-existent, really. Birria is really a long-simmered stew meat that originated in Jalisco. Traditionally, it's made with goat. Today, we're going to use chuck. I think it's more common today. And in order to not have to sit for 2.5 to 3 hours tending a Dutch oven, we're going to make this go in 40 minutes. And we're going to do that by using the GSI pressure cooker on top of our Coleman white gas stove. So hang around, wish us luck, and let's get this stove fired up. All right, first thing we're going to do, we have our beef chuck. We're just going to put that in and we're going to brown that. And that won't take long at all. I've already salted and put pepper on this. Chunked it up a little bit. It's not real fine. We are going to braise it and shred it at the end for the tacos. So while that is browning, we're going to go ahead and finish the prep on our other ingredients. We have got an onion. Actually, we've got half an onion. We're only going to use 1/4 of that now. We'll use the rest to top the tacos. So we're going to use that. We've got a plum tomato. I'm just going to 1/4 that tomato before we throw it in. And for our peppers, as I said, this really simmers in a spicy pepper sauce. Today we're going to use 2 guajillo peppers. These are dried. And 1 ancho. Now, if you like the heat, go ahead. You can replace an ancho with a chile de árbol. That is fine. We're going to not make this so spicy today. We can always spice it up if we need to. But given how I'm going to have to work with this later, I'm going to go ahead and slice these up into smaller pieces. We've also got garlic cloves and a piece of ginger. So we're going to just cut those in half, and that will be ready to go in once our meat is browned. The beef is out. We've tossed all of our vegetables in. So we've got the peppers in, tomatoes, onion, the garlic, the ginger. That's all in. We're going to mix that with water. And we are going to bring that to a boil. Once it's to a boil, we're going to turn it down and simmer it hard for about 10 minutes. Start to build this base, this stock, and this braising liquid. And it smells wonderful. Those chilies just smell phenomenal. We've been boiling the mixture for 10 minutes. Now we are going to try to work some magic. And here's where it gets a little bit more complex than I normally do at camp, but we've got our Bluetti power bank with us, and we brought our stick blender. So we're going to try to make a paste out of this without throwing liquid everywhere. We're going to see how this works. Okay, I think we've got this blended as much as we're going to get with the stick blender, and really what we want is the smoothest braising liquid possible. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to pour this through the sieve here. Okay, liquid is going in. We've got a couple extra ingredients now to stir in. Well, once we managed to get the pepper mix blended and kept most of it in the pan, we added some apple cider vinegar, a little dose of salt, some spices, cumin, oregano. I'll put the recipe down below, of course. We added some beef broth, put the meat back in with some thyme, and now we're bringing the pressure cooker up to pressure, and that's going to go, once it hits pressure, about 40 minutes. We are zeroing in on the 40 minutes. As I mentioned, this wasn't a simple or easy recipe. Once our 40 minutes is up, we're going to go ahead and turn off the pressure cooker, let the pressure release for 15 minutes. In the meantime, we've got the iCamper Disco set up. That's where we're actually going to make our tacos. And there you have it. You have your, oh my gosh. The beef, we're going to take the beef out. We're going to shred that. While we're shredding the beef, we're going to warm up the disco, get that ready for the tortillas. Look how absolutely ridiculously tender this beef is. This is going to be so good. Now here's the magic of these tacos. You basically dip the taco shell into the birria juice. You put it on the grill and it gets hot. We're going to make a cheese version, so we're going to go ahead, just sprinkle cheese around the shell. On top of that goes the meat. On one half of the shell. That sounds good. And I'm going to drizzle a little more of the juice over top. Followed by my garnish, which is cilantro and onions. And we are going to flip that over. Let the first side cook. And of course, if you had a bigger scuttle, you could do more at once. But you don't need a scuttle at all to make these. You can use a fry pan if you'd like, so don't let that discourage you. The biggest thing for camp, obviously, for these is the pressure cooker, or a tremendous amount of time. Ooh, now that I think is what it's supposed to look like. Oh, I like the looks of that, and it is crunchy. That's a good one. We're getting the hang of it. So we've accomplished what we set out to do. We've made birria tacos at the campsite. The meat came out fantastic. The sauce came out good and rich and full. I would have liked a little more heat myself, so chile de arbol would be my pick instead of the ancho. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to dip these in this sauce, and we're going to dig in. But before we do, thanks to everyone that's subscribed. And if you haven't done it, please take a moment to hit the button in the lower right-hand corner. And as always, take care. We'll see you outdoors, and bon appetit. That's good eating.